Tim had always been captivated by sleek, shiny convertibles. He spent countless hours as a kid flipping through car magazines, mesmerized by their elegant lines and powerful engines. Years later, after tireless dedication and hard work, Tim's dream became a reality. He finally held the keys to his very own luxury convertible. The car was even more impressive in person, its metallic paint shimmering under the sun. Every time Tim slid behind the wheel, a wave of satisfaction washed over him. One warm Friday evening, Tim decided to take his prized possession for a spin. He wanted to celebrate his accomplishment and share his excitement with the world. As he pulled into the valet stand at the Starlight Room, heads turned and whispers followed. Tim, trying to appear nonchalant, handed the keys to the valet with a confident nod. Walking into the restaurant, he couldn't help but notice the envious stares that followed him. He was living a dream. The Starlight Room was buzzing with energy. A stage was set up in the corner where a magician was captivating the audience with his illusions. Tim settled into his table, enjoying the ambiance and the delectable food. With a flick of his wrist, doves appeared and cards vanished into thin air. Tim, though initially skeptical, found himself drawn into the magician's web of wonder. Tim's convertible, unbeknownst to him, came equipped with a rather unique feature, a levitation system. It was a prototype, a secret edition that the car manufacturer hadn't quite perfected.
You see, my car, I have a bit of a unique situation. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice your incredible talents.
Tim hesitated, wondering how to explain the bizarre situation.
Tell me more.
The magician, sensing his hesitation, smiled reassuringly. Tim, emboldened by the magician's welcoming demeanor, spilled the beans. He told him about the secret levitation feature in his car, the malfunctioning system, and his desire to see it in action.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Together they made their way to the parking lot, where Tim's convertible sat gleaming under the moonlight. The magician circled the car, his fingers lightly tracing the lines of its sleek exterior.
Ah, he exclaimed, pressing a hidden button that Tim had never noticed before.
The ground beneath the car began to shimmer as if a heat wave was distorting the air. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the car began to rise. Tim watched in awe as his convertible lifted off the ground, hovering a few feet in the air. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd that had gathered, drawn by the unusual sight.
Wow, look at that.
Incredible. Oh, I can't believe my eyes. Tim couldn't help but grin. It was pure magic.
Tim turned to the magician, his eyes shining with gratitude.
That was incredible. The pleasure is all mine. It's not every day that I get to work on a flying machine. Care to go for a spin?
Tim didn't hesitate for a second.
Jump in!
As the car soared through the night sky, the city lights twinkling beneath them, Tim realized something important. The true magic wasn't just in the levitation, it was in sharing the experience. They cruised over the city, the wind whipping through their hair, the world spread out beneath them like a glittering tapestry. The magician, true to his nature, kept the surprises coming. He pointed his hand at a streetlight, and it flickered, changing colors in sync with the music playing on the car radio. With each whimsical act, laughter filled the car. Tim realized that he wasn't just enjoying the ride, he was enjoying the company. As the night drew to a close, they returned to the Starlight Room. The crowd was still there, buzzing with excitement from the spectacle they had witnessed. Tim landed the car gently back in its parking spot, the magic fading as quickly as it had come.
Thank you. That was the most amazing night of my life. The night is young. He held out his hand, and a single perfect rose materialized in his palm, for the man who made this all possible.
In that moment, as Tim held the rose, its delicate fragrance filling the air, he understood. The true value wasn't in the car, as extraordinary as it was. The true value was in the experience, in the shared joy, and in the unexpected friendships that life had a way of delivering. As Tim drove home that night, the city lights reflecting in his rearview mirror, he knew that he would never forget this night. He had started the evening with a dream car and ended it with something far more valuable, a heart full of wonder and a new friend who reminded him that magic in all its forms was real if you just knew where to look.